Semifinal action in the NJSIAA North Jersey Section 2 Group 2 tournament as the number 2 seed Fort Lee Bridgman welcome the number 3 seed James Caldwell Chiefs. Hello everybody and welcome inside East Gymnasium. Rich Behan here with you today as we are just about set to get action underway. Like I said, Fort Lee, the 2 seed in this tournament, James Caldwell, the 3 seed. So they meet today in the semifinals. We'll talk about how both squads got here as we continue on, as we're almost ready to get set and get underway. We'll start with the James Caldwell side. Both these teams had a first round bye, but then James Caldwell matching up with Parsippany in the second round. That was a 2-0 sweep, 25-22, 25-21. And then on the Fort Lee side, again, a first round bye. And then in the second round, it was a win versus Morris Tech, a 2-0 sweep there as well, 25-23, 25-18. So both these squads coming in to this semifinal matchup, raring and ready to go. As we'll check the starters here, and we'll get underway in just a second. Fort Lee finished the season 10-6. Well, currently sitting at 10-6, I should say, 5-2 in conference in the Big North American. This tied for first. And James Caldwell currently at 9-4, 5-4 in conference there in the SEC American. That's good for third place. Well, we're just about set and ready to go as the ball is put into play. And back to serve for James Caldwell, it's Aaron McCann. And here we go. And dug out early by Fort Lee, up and over the net, but too far out of play. And the Chiefs grab the first point of the first set. It's 1-0. McCann, 14 aces on the season. You have to watch out for her from the service line. Set far side, Diaz hits it over. Near side, tapped over Ruggiero, but it doesn't get over and into the net. So Fort Lee grabs a point and ties this up at 1. Near side, Panulo hits it over on the far side and gets it to go. It falls in for now a 2-1 lead here in the first set. Don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves here, but the winner of this one will move on to the championship game, and they'll face the winner of the number 1 seed Madison versus the number 5 seed Hackettstown. That game we played on Tuesday, April 20th, as that will be a service ace for the Chiefs. Credit that one to Isabel Ruggiero. 3 aces on the season, make it 4. Fort Lee has to just get it over. Near side set here, Sheehan, and it goes. Sheehan gets it to fall, and now it's 4-1. As Casey Ryu will rotate in for Fort Lee. Dug out and tapped over. Chiefs to set up again. It'll go far side this time. And goes down. Fort Lee unable to handle it there. An early timeout spent by John Ziemba. Chiefs up 5-1 here in set 1. We'll step aside and be right back. James Caldwell out to an early 5-1 lead here in set one. Rich Behan here with you today, bringing you all the action from East Gymnasium. And that's going to be yet another ace. So unfortunately for Fort Lee, that timeout didn't solve a thing right off the bat. And another ace for Ruggiero. That's our second here so far in this one, now 6-1. Serve dug out more clean this time. Diaz has to just put it over, however. Chiefs can set up again, near side, tapped over lightly. And nice play. Fort Lee gets on the board to stop the bleeding. Chiefs were able to rattle off 4 straight. Now it's Fort Lee's serve. Near side, Sheehan again. Played by Coelho. Down the middle, tapped over and down. Kylie Chan with the light tap up and over, and now the Bridgmen cut it in half at 6-3. Comes for Sheehan, she'll put it over. Playing down the middle for Chan. Got a nice effort there to keep it alive. And now a light tap up and over, and it'll work. So great job. So now a little bit of concern here. It was Yishi Wang who was able to dive and keep it up and make 2 plays actually in that volley, but now she's got to get taped up over on the sideline. And now as a result, Wang just finished getting taped up, but now he's going to force to call a timeout. And he will do just that. And while we figure some things out, we'll step aside. Chiefs still lead 6-4 early here in set one. Fort Lee's already used 2 timeouts early on here in set one. They're down by 2. Coelho to serve. And it will fall in for another Fort Lee point. And right before we went to break there, you saw head coach John Ziemba for Fort Lee complaining about the assistant coach for James Caldwell, very vocal during the serve. And he did not like that. And that will result in an ace. It's Coelho. So just like that, we're tied up back here on set one at 6 apiece. And misplayed on the Caldwell side. That was Erica Maloney unable to come down with that and dig it out. So back-to-back aces for Fort Lee. Tapped over lightly. Here's Swang, puts it over. Sheehan keeps it up. He'll come back for a near side. And play is whistled down. Foul on Fort Lee, I believe. So now we're tied back at 7. Serve will go back to James Caldwell. Maloney does the honors. Wang far side, Ryu. There's Sheehan. Wang sets it far side. Bad set, however, Rio just a little bit too much on that. Goes past the back line. And the Chiefs grab a point. They go back out in front, 8-7. And that serve too low and into the net, so a service error. It's our first one of the day for either side. So this first set tied back up at 8. As Fort Lee will rotate in and out. Sophia Pagan in, as well as Lily Schulman to serve. And just out on the near side. So Schulman brought in to do the serving, almost got it to fall on the near line. But now the teams trade service errors. Here's Rio, hits it over with two hands. Sheehan towards the back. Down the middle, here's Pagan. It floats it up and over, too far. Chiefs up 2, 10-8. And that serve will hit the top of the net and fall down into no man's land. Another service ace here for the Chiefs. This one courtesy of Casey Pack. It's her second of the season. Dug out by Schulman near the back line. Down the middle for Pagan. And down. Miscommunication by Maloney and Pack. So Fort Lee able to grab a point. Chiefs up 11-9 here in set 1. Here's Wang back to serve. Tapped over and dug out. Down the middle, Pagan one more time. And again gets it to fall. Back-to-back kills for Sophia Pagan. 23 on the season. And the Bridgmen back within 1. It's 11-10. And that's in for a service ace. Similar to the serve from Schulman earlier. Caldwell let this one go, but unfortunately for them, it fell in. So now back to a tie here in set 1, this time at 11. Serve comes closer down the middle. And tapped over after the readjustment, and Schulman lets it go out of the back. Nice play for Fort Lee as they claim the lead now at 12-11. Wang sets Pagan down the middle. Near side, tapped over lightly, played there. Wang tried to catch him napping and almost did, but James Caldwell able to get it over. Wang down the middle one more time for Pagan. Diving dig. Maloney was there. And then we play on. Wang tries it again, but just too hard. Out of the far side. So now it's 13-11. Bridgmen still lead by 2. It's McCann to serve. Ryu over the head, tried to get it to fall. Pagan comes up and hits. Can't get it. Wang, Ryu, she'll readjust and get it over. Then get it down. Nice job by Ryu to adjust and head it over. So now the Bridgmen now 14-12. Back to a 2-point lead. More rotations for Fort Lee. Diaz back in, as well as Luciana Casal. She'll serve. Near side and hit out of the back. Fort Lee grabs another point. That was a rifle shot from Ruggiero. Almost was able to pick the back line, but again, Bridgman lead up to 2. And this is going to be an ace. An ace for Casal, now a 3-point lead for the Bridgmen, 15-12. Near side is Ruggiero again. She'll just put it over lightly. Goes back over to the Caldwell side. Down the middle, tapped over and down. There's Jamie Pierce coming up to kill that one down. 27 on the year. Chiefs get back within 2. It's 15-13. Serve will come very light. Miscommunication by Nutriwani and Casal. So an ace for the Chiefs. They're back within 1. Down the middle, Pagan. Pierce from the back. Wang puts it up and over. Nice athletic play. Readjusts and hits. Dug out by Schulman. Casal, excuse me. Near side. Dug out again by Casal. Pagan puts it over. By far the longest volley we've had here in set 1. Down the middle. Blocked by Pagan and down. Sophia Pagan stepping up for Fort Lee here in set 1. Making her presence felt. She'll get a well-deserved rest and rotate out. Nurturwani in. Near side, readjusts and puts it over. Here's Wang, puts it over and gets it to fall. That's what's called playing with your head up. Fort Lee back in front by 3. They lead for first set, 17-14. We'll step aside and be right back. You're watching Fort Lee Athletics on YouTube. (17-14) the Fort Lee lead here in set 1. Chiefs get it over. Set, Diaz readjusts and punches it over. Down the middle, nice diving dig by Fort Lee, and they get it up and over. There's Ruggiero on the hit. Huang lightly up. Chiefs can reset. Ruggiero one more time. And here's Huang, tries to keep it up. She does just that. Fort Lee playing out of their minds here in set one, but there's the kill for James Caldwell. That's courtesy of Ava Panulo. Near side, Ruggiero. Nice diving dig up and over in town. Oh, what a play. Nicole Nutriwani on the diving dig, and you can't place it any better than that if you tried. Fort Lee back in front by 3. Bridgman follow it up with a service error. Some rotations for James Caldwell. Casey Sheehan finds a way back in. Here's the serve from Ruggiero. Far side, Diaz tried to pick some space and does just that. A lot of empty space on the near side left by James Caldwell, and Diaz takes advantage of that. That's her 40th kill on the season. As Coelho will rotate in to serve. Huang down the middle. Blocked down, but Huang able to get it over. Sheehan readjusts and hits. Coelho there for the dig. Down the middle, Chan just taps it. Huang, one more time. Here's Fort Lee and Chan. And down. Bridgman, the first team to 20. It's now 20-16. 4-point lead for Fort Lee. That's their largest they've seen here in set one. And that's now the second time in a row that Fort Lee is able to get possession of the serve and then followed it up with an error. So now James Caldwell will serve. Here's Huang, and Chan puts it over. In the middle, lightly tapped there by Acosta. Ryu adjusts. There's Coelho, puts it over. Bridgman able to reset on defense, hit over. Here's Sheehan, up off the top of the net, diving dig by Fort Lee. Pushed over again by Huang, and the same way by the Chiefs. Far side, revs it up and puts it down. Ileana Acosta on the kill for James Caldwell. They're back within 2. We have played a tight set one, now 20-18, make it 20-19. Service ace for Maloney. Her 9th on the year. Back and forth we go. About as entertaining of a set one you can have. Down the middle, lightly tapped. Here's Wang. Down the middle for Chan, blocked down, but it'll get through. A much needed point for Fort Lee. They grow the lead 21-19. So now Schulman and Pagan will rotate back in. Fort Lee looking to finish it off here in set one. And for the 3rd time in a row, a service error for Fort Lee. Not what you want to see when you have a chance to grow the lead and potentially put the set away. But now James Caldwell back within 1. Huang lightly tapped. Near side, Sheehan revs it up, dug out there, and that's it. So once again we are tied here in set one, this time at 21 apiece. Casey Pack to serve, hit there by Fort Lee. I don't know if that was the best idea, but we play on. Chiefs can set up down the middle, dug out by Schulman, back up and over the net. There's Schulman again. Far side, Ryu, and gets the kill. Casey Ryu there to put Fort Lee back up on top by one, 22-21. Huang at the line, looking to fade a third straight service error. She does just that, hit too hard by James Caldwell, past the back line, and they'll take a timeout. Bridgman on the verge of capturing set one. They lead 23-21. We'll step aside and be right back. Fort Lee 2 points away from ending it here in set one. Here's the serve from Huang. Dug out by Ruggiero. It'll come back for her, and she hits it down and into her own player on our own side, and now it is set point for Fort Lee. This would be a huge way to start this one. Huang looking to end it. Dug out by Ruggiero. Near side, it comes, hit by Pierce, and she'll continue this first set. 24-22. James Caldwell back within two. They'll need to keep it going and do so by getting these next 2 points. It's McCann to serve. Huang lightly. Near side, Ruggiero lightly. And now Huang puts it over. Chiefs to set up, down the middle. Tapped, dug out, Huang. Near side, Ruggiero has to readjust and can't do it in time. And she hits it onto her own side. Fort Lee able to take a big set one by the score of 25-22. Big one by the Bridgmen. They lead 1-0. We'll go to the second when we return. You're watching Fort Lee Athletics here on YouTube. Well, Fort Lee, in the 16 matches they've played all season, they have only gone to a decisive third set 2 times. They will look to fade that outcome today as they took set 1, 25-22. Back and forth we went, really until the end. Fort Lee was able to put it away, even after 3 straight service errors. They were able to capitalize and come away with the victory. In set 1, we move to set 2, and here we go. Dug out by the Bridgman. Huang there to put it up and over, and she'll get the point. So many of those plays we saw in the first set, we have now seen in the second. So after maybe a little bit of confusion, the point awarded to Fort Lee in the end, so they take the 1-0 lead. Near side, hit too far. Ava Panullo loaded up on that one. But way too far past the back line. 2-0 lead for the Bridgmen. Serve goes from McCann near the back line. Panullo puts it over. Huang. Near side, Ruggiero loads up and hits the top of the net. Ruggiero's been a key player for this James Caldwell team. Hasn't really been able to get it going today. And as a result, Fort Lee now 3-0 the lead in the second set. She'll one more time. It was blocked down. Kylie Chan was there. But Panullo with just enough power behind that shot. And the Chiefs get on the board here in set 2, now 3-1. Fort Lee able to dig it out and get it over. Serve Huang has had a tremendous game. She's there again for the Bridgmen. Down the middle. Set. Try one more time, this time for Diaz. Dug out. Chan tried to put it up and over, couldn't do it. Huang does. She's been everywhere. Heads up by Fort Lee. That was Katie Murtaugh, was going to play it and decided not to. And these are the type of volleys that Fort Lee has been able to win here, both in set 1 and set 2. Just absolute confidence boosters of volleys, and that is what propelled the Bridgmen here today. Looking to stop that momentum as Panullo, she hits another one. Chiefs cut it in half, 4-2. Far side Ryu, too hard. And too much height on it. James Caldwell back within 1. Serve hits the top of the net. Fort Lee can't get it up and over. So now the Chiefs able to tie set 2 here at 4. It's always hard to play those serves that graze the top of the net. And Bridgman unable to do it that time. And you see the communication there on the Fort Lee side. About 3 girls screamed out. So that's the type of heads-up play Fort Lee needs. And they've played with today. Here's Schulman to rotate in and serve. Fort Lee can set up down the middle. Pagan has to readjust and put it over. Near side, Sheehan off Pagan. Somehow gets it up and over. Sheehan loads it one more time. Huang. Down the middle and the point. Coelho trying to dive, got a hand on it. But James Caldwell able to retie this one at 5. And if you thought we were going to get something that was not like the first set, that has not been the case so far. Back and forth in set 1. We go back and forth in set 2. Pagan. Here's Sheehan, and she has to readjust. But she can't, and hits it into the net. Fort Lee back out in front by 1. There's Huang on the serve, and can't get it up over the top. So as well as Fort Lee has been playing today, their one real error in their play has been their ability from the service line. That is their at least 4th error here overall. But they've been able to overcome it. Tapped over by Maloney. Pagan. Here's the set, down the middle, lightly touched. Here's Huang, does just the same and gets it to fall. Well, how many times have we seen that today? Yishi Huang has just been there for this Fort Lee team all season. She continues to be there today. Had a great quarterfinal matchup against Morris Tech, 5 kills, 15 assists. And she's just been equal to that task today. And another error from the line for Fort Lee. So we're back at 7. Good communication again by Fort Lee. They let it go out on the serve, so the teams trade errors from the service line. And rotations for Fort Lee. Here's Nutriwani in, she'll serve. And well, what's another? So back at 8. We'll see if James Caldwell can follow up with a service error of their own, but it will come after this timeout. We're tied at 8 here in set 2. Fort Lee leads 1-0. Tied at 8 apiece here in set 2 after Fort Lee was able to take set 1 by a score of 25-22. Here's Pierce to serve. Well, Bridgman were able to get it up and over. Thought maybe they picked the far line. But now the Chiefs jump out to a 9-8 lead. That's their first here in set 2. Down the middle, Chan. Near side, lightly touched, Huang there. And a miss hit on the Chiefs side. Panulo couldn't chase it down. Tied back at 9. Near side, Panullo again. Dug out nicely. Huang able to punch it over and gets it in. I don't believe this. What a performance today by Yishi Wang. At this point, I don't even think she's doing half this stuff on purpose. Sometimes, folks, it's better to be lucky than good. I think Yishi Wang is both. And Chan there to put it down. Spoke about it before, we'll say it again. These plays by Huang and this whole Fort Lee team win long volleys, win volleys you shouldn't, and you play with more confidence, and this is what happens. And the first real miscommunication we've seen all day on the Fort Lee side. So the Chiefs pull back within one here in set two. (11-10). Dug out here, Swang down the middle for Chan. Maloney for Panullo, too far. The Bridgemen have been comfortable all morning with this little two-point lead they get. And they've been playing with it so far here in set two. 12-10. This is a serve from Coelho. Maloney for Panullo again, miss hit. And that has been the story of the day for James Caldwell. Hit off the top of the net, diving play. Here's Chan, Huang. Here's Panullo, loads it up, and finally gets one to go. That's got to feel good for Ava Panullo. So again, we sit at a 2-point differential, 13-11. Dug out, Huang down the middle for Chan. Lightly touched and put down by the block. That was a combination of Casey Sheehan and Panullo. So back-to-back points for the Chiefs, pulls them within one. Ruggiero dug out. Panullo. Sheehan. Here's Swang, tries to put it over again. Maloney towards the back. Far side for Ryu. Credit the kill. As they'll say, it grazed the arm of, I believe that was Acosta. And I don't really know what the problem is, if I'm being completely honest. It was quite clearly off of James Caldwell. Maloney is, and this is going to be a Herculean effort, but no way that James Caldwell is going to be able to get that ball back over. So another point for the Bridgemen, now 15-12. Here's Shulman. Near side, Sheehan, and that will pick the back line. Perfectly placed in between Coelho and Shulman. So again, we find ourselves at a differential of 2. Fort Lee 15, James Caldwell 13. Far side for Ryu. Play whistle down, and the point will be awarded to the Chiefs. Maloney low serve. Diving dig by Fort Lee. Chiefs can set up down the middle. And out. I believe that was Pierce who hit it a bit too far. So now here's the serve from Huang. Ruggiero played that one and probably shouldn't have, but credit the ace to Huang. What can't she do today? That ball looked like it was going out here on the near side. Ruggiero decided to play it. And for James Caldwell, that probably was not the best decision. She has to play this one, though. And as it goes far side, and the mistake by Shulman will cost Fort Lee. So here's Casey Pack. She'll serve. One ace in this game so far. Pagan. Near side for Sheehan. Revs it up and fires it into the net. And a day full of miscues for the Chiefs. Just add another. Fort Lee, 18-15 now the lead. Casal with the serve. Down the middle, lightly tapped. Here's Wang. For Pagan, she'll readjust. It'll be knocked back down to the Fort Lee side, but the Bridgman able to get it over. And now hit too far. An absolutely unreal display from Fort Lee here today. They took set one. They're looking to sweep James Caldwell. They're up 19-15 here in set two. We'll step aside and be right back. Fort Lee still serving here with the 19-15 lead here in set two. Looking to close it out. We mentioned before they've played 16 matches all season. Only 2 of them have gone to a third set. And they're looking to fade it. Sophia Pagan. Now a 5-point Bridgman lead. It's looking like they don't want to turn back. 5 more points between them and a trip to the final. Pierce picks some space in the middle of the floor. So now back within 4. Erin McCann will rotate back in. She serves. Wang for Pagan down the middle. Maloney there. Pagan able to put it over, and it'll just fall on the Fort Lee side. And if you're on the James Caldwell side of things, you have to say finally. Maybe a little bit of luck coming, and before that luck continues to prosper, John Ziemba calls the timeout. 20-17 Bridgman lead here in set 2. They're looking at 5 to close it out. Back here inside East Gymnasium. Fort Lee leads 1-0. They lead here in set 2, 20-17. Here's Pagan, puts it over and finds some space. Another heads-up play by Fort Lee. This time it's Sophia Pagan. And now Pagan will seat. And Nutriwani will rotate in. She'll serve. Dug out by McCann near the back. Huang far side for Diaz. Down the middle. Huang. Casal. Towards the front and a miss hit by Chan near the net. And that will cost Fort Lee the point. (21-18) now. Near side. Huang down the middle for Chan. Near side for Panullo again. Diving dig. Panullo loads it up one more time. Dug out. It stays on the Fort Lee side and will fall down. So it was a great effort by Casal to dig that one out. But it just didn't get up and over the net. It hit the top. And now the Chiefs back within 2. Now 21-19. Here's the serve from Pierce. Chan. And that's a miss hit. And a costly one by James Caldwell. They're in this point of the match where they can't be giving away free points like that. It was Erin McCann on the miss hit. And now 22-19. Near side, Panullo loads it up. Again, there on the dig was Nutriwani. Chiefs get it over. Huang down the middle for Chan. Panullo again. Huang and Maloney. Panullo one more time. Finds empty space. So Panullo has really turned it on here in the second half of set 2. She's really single-handedly doing a tremendous job of keeping James Caldwell in this second set. And now more miscommunication on the Fort Lee side. So don't look now, but the Chiefs back within 1. So Casal will sub out. She'll be replaced by Ryu. Serve, dug out. Here's Huang down the middle for Chan. Chan, and it's hit too many times on the Caldwell side. Now 23-21. 2 points away from a date with the final. Here's Coelho with the serve. Dug by Maloney. And it'll be miss hit. Maloney has to just put it over. Huang down the middle. Chan lightly tapped and down. 1 point away. And before we get that, we'll take a break. Timeout called. Bridgman 24, Chiefs 21 here in set 2. 1 more point for a date with the final. We'll be right back. Fort Lee won the first set, 25-22. Now match point here in set 2, 24-21. Here's the serve. Near side, tapped lightly, little floater. Fort Lee to set up. Down the middle for Chan. And she hits it! And Fort Lee going to the final. Fort Lee makes the final in the NJSIAA North Jersey Section 2 Group 2 tournament. They win the first set 25-22. They win the second 25-21. And what an effort today by Fort Lee. We mentioned Yishi Wang, we mentioned Sophia Pagan, but really a team effort today by Fort Lee. The Bridgemen take it 2-0. Thank you so much for joining us today. This has been a presentation of Fort Lee Athletics here on YouTube for Rich Behan and everybody here at Fort Lee. We say so long and have a great rest of your Saturday.